Hey there, welcome to Violet's DIY Style. I'm Violet. If this is your first time to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to click on that bell button so you can be notified every time I upload a new tutorial. And if you enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. So I'm participating in another collaboration called Farmhouse Halloween Decor Challenge, hosted by these beautiful, talented young ladies right here. And I'm going to leave all of their channel links down below so you can go check them out and follow their channels, along with the playlist for this collaboration. So you can go and check out everybody that did participate in this Halloween Farmhouse Decor Challenge. So for our first DIY, what I did was I grabbed a few beads and started painting them. So what I usually do is I spray paint my beads, but I wanted to give them more of that farmhouse style, so I decided to paint them instead of spray painting them. It took me a while until I figured out that I could just add a few beads at a time and just kind of brush them all together. But once I figured it out, it went pretty simple. I just did 3 of them and set those aside. So what I did next was grab a cutting board from Dollar Tree, of course, and then some of these witch hats. And I just had a few of them on hand. So what I did was just pick out 2 different witch hats, one of the larger ones, glued it to one corner of the cutting board, and then a smaller one. Left the sponge that was in back of the smaller one just to give it more of that 3D effect. And then I glued that right on top of the larger witch hat, just like that. Then what I did was I just grabbed a whole bunch of different ribbons that I had. Some of them were just extra pieces and just kind of cut them smaller just to make a bow. And I cut them all at different lengths, and you can cut as many different ribbons as you like. Some of these were wired, some of these were not. Again, this is kind of bow that I'm making. I just call it my scrap bow, where I just grab a whole bunch of different ribbons. Sometimes I only have one of each color or what have you. And I just put them all together to form a really adorable bow. So what I did was just kind of cut up the edges just to give it more of a finished look. And I just grabbed a few different sizes. I also grabbed some of this orange glitter ribbon that I had. And there's no wrong way of making this kind of bow. That's why I like making these, because you can, like I said, you can use any kind of ribbon you have. You can use one color of each ribbon, one style of each ribbon. It really doesn't matter. Once you put them all together, it's just gonna look so pretty. So once I had all my bows, I just started piling them up together. And as you can see, I just piled them all different ways, some in angles, some up and down. So just start stacking them any kind of style you want. Once you have them all together, go ahead and get a twist tie like I am, or a zip tie or ribbons, whatever you have to tie them all together. And just go ahead and be careful. Make sure you put that right in the center, and then just fluff up your bow. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and twist it onto the top of my cutting board. You can also add some hot glue if you like right at the end of your twist tie. So once you're done, there you have it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab some jute twine or any kind of rope you may have that's thin enough for you to thread all of your beads. So what I did was I just started grabbing the black beads that I painted. Then I had a few of the smaller beads that were already colored, and this is like a rustic orange color. And then just a natural wood bead. And kind of just made a pattern. You can make any kind of pattern you like, and you can thread as many beads as you like onto your yarn that you're threading your beads in. I really don't decorate much for Halloween, more for the fall season. But I do add little bits and pieces of, Halloween decor. So when this farmhouse Halloween decor challenge came up, I really enjoyed doing it, because I do tend to decorate more in my kitchen and dining room area for farmhouse. But again, I really don't decorate Halloween per se. So I loved challenging myself to figure out how to make different Halloween decor pieces that were more Halloween, not just fall. So thank you for everyone who did participate and also did host this challenge, because I really did have a lot of fun making all of these decor pieces for Halloween that were more my style farmhouse. So once I was done with the beads, I went ahead and figured out how I wanted to glue it onto my cutting board. And I decided to go ahead and just make it into an angle. Now I did tie a knot on either end just to make sure those beads stay in place. And I glued that rope to the back of my cutting board. And then just let that completely dry and you can cut off all the ends of your rope from the back. So now what I decided to do was just add some of these little clothespins. These are the mini ones that you can get typically where all the baby shower stuff is at, where I tend to see these. And I just added a few of these onto my rope with my beads in order for me to add some pictures or maybe even just a little Halloween note. And there you have it. So our second decor piece, what I decided to do was use one of these little mini crates that I had that have the 3 individual lines that look like books. So what I did first was I went ahead and painted mine white. And I did that just so the colors could pop through a little bit better. So just go ahead and paint your entire crate all white. And it only takes one coat. Unless you want a really thick white color onto your crate, you really don't need to add a second coat. So just go ahead and add your first one and just allow it to completely dry, which it doesn't take much time since you're only giving it one good coat. So once you're done, just go ahead and let this dry for a few minutes and then you can start painting the rest of the colors. So what I did was I went ahead and grabbed some orange and yellow paint. Since I wanted it to make it look more like candy corn, then I just went ahead and started adding the one individual color to each one of these little individual books that I would call onto your crate, the little lines. And I just did one yellow and one orange. And you can paint both sides, just depending on where you want to place it. I decided not to because I do think I'm going to paint the other side, maybe Christmas colors, maybe like a candy cane style. So I can reuse this just by changing the bow and flipping it to the opposite side. So if you want to know how I do that, let me know and I'll include it in my next DIY tutorial of how I'm going to add the different colors to the other side, the opposite side of this little stack of books in order for me to use it not just for fall, but just flip it over and change the bow and use it for Christmas. So what I did was I just grabbed my Cricut and added candy corn kisses onto the stacks of books, but you can add any kind of saying on there. Then I just grabbed a few ribbons that I had and glued them onto the edge in order for me to attach them to my board, my wood. Now you don't have to hot glue them. You can just tie a knot at the bottom, but I just decided to go ahead and glue them on since I just added a little dot of glue. I know it'd be easy for me just to pull them off once I decide to change this up. So just add any kind of ribbons you want. I added some pretty decorative jute twine. Then I just grabbed two a green and a yellow thinner ribbon and went ahead and tied just a simple bow to add it to the edge of my stack of books. And I had a few little greeneries just on hand and just tied them and glued them onto the center of my bow. And there you have it, a simple stack of books. So for our third and final one, all I did was grab one of these mini domes, spray painted the bottom green, and again I spray painted it green for fall and Halloween, but also because I want to use it for Christmas. So next what I did was I had these beautiful acorns that were glass or plastic clear colors from Dollar Tree, and I just added the entire bag into my dome with a few leaves, and there you have it, an adorable candy corn style dome Halloween decor. So here are my 3 adorable fall Halloween decor pieces. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. And a huge thank you to 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, Crafty Cove, Didi's Art Workshop, Mama Can Make It, and Rustic Willow for hosting this collaboration. So until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.